Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns to liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
Hey, what's going on? What is happening? What is happening? What is up? We are back. Watched a little basketball tonight. Was watching Unrivaled. If you caught my stream on Pro Fan Hoops, Unrivaled is in Philadelphia tonight. So I watched a couple of those games. Well, one of those games. I didn't get a chance to watch the last one. Natasha Cloud being back from Philly. Kalia Copper being from Philly. Dawn Staley was in the house. Wanda Sykes was in the house. Robin Roberts. A lot of celebs in the building. It was packed down there tonight. And Philly did the damn thing. Philly showed up and showed out. Showed up and showed out. What's up, Bam Man? What's going on? Chris Bruce, what's going on? Dave Money in the building. Ian in the building. Chris 3K, what's going on? What it do? But we got some good stuff, man. We got ourselves an offensive coordinator now. We got a pass game coordinator. And I think that hire could be as important as the Mannion hire. So Josh Grizzard, I was calling him Josh Gizzard earlier. Josh Grizzard from Tampa Bay is going to be the pass game coordinator. He's got a little bit more experience than Mannion does. So in my opinion, what's going to happen is he is going to lead the way when it comes to calling the plays and getting Mannion experienced doing that. So let me see. I'm blacked out. So can you guys still see me? Somebody said I'm blacked out. Can you still see me and hear me? As far as I can tell, everything is good. The microphone is popping. My video is working. So everything looks good on my end. But let me know if something happens. Y'all know I'm messing around with this new stuff. So Bad Man says personally would have gone with Jim Bob Cooter or Matt Nagy, but this is certainly interesting. A lot of people did not want Matt Nagy for whatever reason. So I don't know what the situation is with that. So I don't know. I thought Matt Nagy would have been good enough, but I'm good with this. I'm good with this hire. I think Mannion is going to be better than people think. I think get my, you know what? I'm gonna leave them in the middle. I'm gonna leave my alerts and my chats and stuff in the middle. So, but yeah, I think I think Mannion's gonna be just fine. I think he's gonna be just fine, and I think he's gonna surprise some people because he made the leap very similar to Kellen Moore. Now, a lot of people don't want to make that comparison. I do, because Kellen Moore was not long after he played NFL ball, he was coaching. Mannion is in the same position because 3 years ago he was in the league as a backup. And his route in the his course in the NFL has been short because of LaFleur. He was the word is that he was getting ready for an interview in Chicago for a position in Chicago and asked LaFleur for some advice. So I guess LaFleur questioned him and interviewed him like it was a real interview. And apparently Mannion knocked it out of the park. So much so that LaFleur told him, well, when you get done with Chicago, you got a job with us. And based on that conversation, he gave him the job. So something must have happened. LaFleur must have saw something that everybody else was missing. And he gave him the job and kept him in house. And you saw how Jordan Love was this past year. You saw how Malik Willis, he done made Malik Willis a lot of money because Malik Willis is going to get a job somewhere, at least as another backup. But after this season, he better send Mannion a thank you card because Mannion just made Malik Willis a whole lot of money. I don't know what that was, 3-4 weeks that Malik Willis ended up starting because Jordan Love was hurt, and Malik Willis was clocking minutes and doing a damn good job. So, and by the way, I'm rolling live on TikTok too right now, so I see all my people up in TikTok. Raising Boys asked a question on TikTok. He said, "Where is AJ Brown going?" Raising Boys, I don't know. I don't think he's leaving Philadelphia, in my opinion. I don't think he's leaving. Because this dude Mannion, he's going to figure out what Jalen Hurts does best and utilize those skills. He knows that he can throw the ball, and all you got to do is go back a couple seasons ago. Who did he have the most success throwing the ball to? That was AJ Brown. Now, AJ might be getting on the wrong side. And I'm talking about the wrong side of age because he's getting up there. He'll be 29 this year going into the season. Then he'll be considered over the hill next year when he hits 30. But as far as I'm concerned, he is still an elite level wide receiver. That's what he is. And I don't think Mannion is going to knock it out of the park to the point where he's going to be gone next year looking for a head coaching job. So hopefully we'll have at least 2 years with him. Jalen will at least get somebody in his ear consistently for 2 years in a row, just like Frank Reich was. And that kind of stuff makes a difference. That kind of stuff makes a difference. So I want to see him stay here. Technically, it's a good problem to have. When your coaches are coaching so well that we keep getting cherry picked. So, you should watch clips of Devin Jackson posted from the Shrine Bowl where Mannion was OC. Yeah. Yeah, he was doing work. So, I like that. I know Coach Hurt is out there right now, Clint Hurt. So, Shane Steichen. Yes, I do, man. Thank you for that. What did I say? Frank Wright? Yeah, I did say Frank Wright. Shane Steichen. My bad. My man Tombstone on TikTok says, I got to see AJ Brown with a good route tree before. I consider him over the hill. Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. Oh, that's Eric R from YouTube. Okay. I got you. I see we double dipping. I ain't got no problem with that. I don't see AJ Brown as over the hill. Not even close. Not even close. I see a guy that just wants to get the ball in his hands. And we had trouble doing that last year. Or we just didn't do it. We had him on pass patterns where he was a second and third option. And it just, I don't know. It just looked like the scheme wasn't there yet. So I don't know. Hopefully Mannion will turn that around. Um, and we'll see a big difference. Yeah, Tiff Mannion, the Mannion offense, yeah. And yeah, Panda, Clint Hurt is at the Senior Bowl. So hopefully they'll see some. Apparently the best wide receiver at the Senior Bowl right now is some kid from a Division III school. So you never know when you get your opportunity, man. When you get your chance on the field, man, you got to show up and show out. Do what you know how to do. So what's going on, Nina? So yeah, I hope the front office is patient too, man. I don't want to see. Although the whole situation with Kevin Patullo, um, uh, were they a little quick to pull the trigger? That can be argued, but I do think it was warranted. I will say that. I do think it was warranted. So, you know, it could have went either way for me. If they would have kept him, I understood. If they would, and they fired him, and I understood because we were losing the chess match, and that kind of stuff matters, man. So, will Landon Dickerson lose weight this year? He was way too big and stiff. I don't disagree with that assessment. He was not healthy for a while, and yeah, we can just leave it at that. He just wasn't healthy for whatever reason. I don't care what the reason was. He wasn't healthy. He wasn't getting it done, um, and it was costing us. It was costing us big time, man. So I don't know what the situation with Landon Dickerson was. I don't know what the situation was with Cam Jurgens, um, but they just couldn't get right, man. They could not get right, and again, it ended up costing us. So hopefully, hopefully, um, they'll have that. Jeff Statland will have them problems solved, or maybe it was just a matter of them finally getting some decent rest, some legitimate rest. But we got to be better next year than we were this year. That was the biggest issue with our offense, and that's why it wouldn't have surprised me if Kevin Patullo would have stuck around because our biggest detriment last year on offense was that offensive line. That offensive line was hot garbage. We could not run the ball to save our life. And I've been saying this, and I speak from experience being a running back in the NFL. Saquon Barkley was running for his life, making people move, miss, spinning. Um, he was trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And this was all just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now he had a couple of plays throughout the year where you looked and you said, "That's the Saquon we looking for." But that offensive line could not get any consistent games together where we could dominate the line of scrimmage and just run the ball at will. We just could not do that for some reason. And it stems from what was going on in the middle with Cam Jurgens and to the left of him with Landon Dickerson. And I heard Jason Kelsey the other day on WIP. He was like, both of them jokers was hurt for most of the year. And you got some players that if they're nicked up, they'll give you 85%. And their 85% is better than some players' 100. But this wasn't that case. And we were suffering on offense because of it. We could not run the ball inside the tackles. Almost every big run we had was a bounce out. Either Saquon Barkley escaped to the outside or like Tank Bigsby, he would put his foot in the ground and he would commit to getting the ball outside, even to his detriment on some plays. But that seems to be the way it was getting done. We just could not get any consistency and couldn't get any. I don't think we dominated any line of scrimmage once this year. We won games running the ball, specifically thinking about the game against the Giants, the second Giants game. We ran the ball very well that game. And then you're like, okay, maybe this was it. And then the next week, back to reality. Back to reality. So, um, Tank Tank would bring him everybody inside, and he would bounce hard. And then he did that once in that one game against San Francisco where he should have stuck it up in the hole. But I understand when you've been doing that all year, you've been doing it all year, and there's a reason for that. There was definitely a reason for that. So hopefully we can get that problem solved because that we can't do anything if the offensive line cannot run block. If you can't run block, you negate your play action pass because your linebackers don't respect you at all. At all. You have got to initiate some type of instinctual motion from the linebackers. You have got to do that. You have got to force your linebackers to respect the run and at least get the linebackers to take one step up. One step in football at game speed equals 3 yards of space. So if you get that linebacker stepping in the right direction, just one step, that is enough space where the linebacker can get clearance and separation, and then he's open for a pass. That's what you got to do with good play action. The minute quarterback sticks that ball up there, and you guys have been rocking with me, you know I say this all the time. This ain't nothing new. When that quarterback reverses out and sticks that arm all the way out, and that ball is in his hand, see ball, get ball. That's what linebackers do. And all they do is take that one step up. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Just run the fake, get the ball to the running back deep, and let him be a running back. That's why I think we should go to straight zone read runs. Everybody block a zone. You know what your assignment is. Put a hat on a hat. If you ain't got nobody over you, you go up to the next level and get the linebacker or the DB, or you looking for somebody to block. And let the running back choose where he wants to go. They can make that happen. So you ain't blocking to a particular hole. You just blocking your assignment. And you trust the fact that Saquon Barkley will find a hole somewhere. And he's good enough to do that. And he's still a threat to where if he get to the second level, he can take it to the house. Don't forget that. So we got to get that offensive line back to where it used to be. That's the first order of business. Now, I would imagine that he being Mannion, heck, and Grizzard too, for that matter, have had some conversations with Jalen already. I would guess, I don't know how deep they are, but I would guess trying to figure out what they want to do, what they can do, watching a lot of film. I don't know how many times they are in each other's presence. It's still very early. They ain't even had a press conference yet. So there's still a lot of things that need to happen. But ultimately, I say all of that to say, I think it was a good hire. I think Josh Grizzard was a good hire. I think it's going to work for us. And don't be surprised if 2-3 years down the line, one of these guys is going for a head coaching gig. And it might be consideration here in Philadelphia. I don't know. Did Nick Sirianni just sign his death knell? I don't know. So we'll see what they're going to do with it. We will see. But it's not something that we got to worry about now. Now it's Howie season. It's officially Howie season. Getting ready for the draft. The Senior Bowl's going on. So it's all about scouting and player analysis. And that's one thing that we do quite well. So I don't know if they're going to try to get, I guess depending on who they draft in that first round will determine what's going to happen with AJ and all that kind of stuff. If we get a receiver, then the writing's on the wall. So would I draft an O lineman in the first round this year? That's a tough one, man. Especially when you need when they probably gonna get a wide receiver because they got to get somebody. Because even if they don't get rid of AJ Brown, he's still going next year. So I don't know about that. Pick number 23. I mean, first of all, let me put my hands up. And this is one of these things where I gotta remind myself TikToks. Y'all listening on TikToks, gotta remind yourself. Howie Roseman is the best in the business. So when you're talking about the draft, when you're making a comment about the drafts and what we may or may not do, this is where I have complete and utter confidence in Howie Roseman. If Howie Roseman don't hit it out of the park, he at least got a triple on that at bat. Howie Roseman does not have many strikeouts. And we just got to keep that thing moving. Yeah, he is the Wizard of Philadelphia, man. He can do no wrong in my eyes. And we'll be fine. That was brutal last year watching what happened to us in the games. And Patullo not being able to figure something out to get AJ the ball, get Devontae the ball, all of that type of stuff. That was brutal to watch. So, yeah, I saw that the cap went up again. It keeps going up. It's going to go up again next year too. So that benefits us. I think it went up to 305. So that benefits us too. That just gives Howie Roseman more money to play with. And let him be good at what he does. What else you gonna say? Yeah, Panda, that television money is a bitch, man. I'm telling you. That television money ain't no joke. That ain't no joke. But Howie's gonna make it happen. I have supreme confidence in him that he's gonna do the scouting necessary. Excuse me, to get the next big guy into Philadelphia. Now, whether it's an offensive lineman, I would rather us draft a tight end, to be honest with you, because the tight end is the offensive line. So, Bandman, that is not out of the question. That is not out of the question. $400 million salary cap. That is a real possibility in the future. So you laughing and we joking, but so yeah. More money, more money, more money. They keep stacking that money. Them television rights get bigger and better every year. And they paying. What you gonna do? I played in the wrong era. Yeah, they gonna have to make some sacrifices. But this is what Howie does best. This is what Howie Roseman became known for. I don't think it's gonna be that long, Chris. We got a lot of distractions this summer. A lot of distractions. World Cup is coming. Basketball is coming. Women's basketball is coming. Women's college basketball. I'm a big fan, obviously. That's why I keep bringing it up. Because I don't even watch the men's game. I just watch women's college basketball. But all the women's sports are on. Everything's on the rise. Because of Caitlin Clark, everything's on the women's sports is in vogue now. They just started the new volleyball league. They just started a softball league. Trinity Rodman just got paid. So now you got it. Got pretty much everything when it comes to women's sports is on the up. It's trending in the right direction. That's why the WNBA, they got to get this. I'm not going to spend too much time on the WNBA, but they got to get this shit together. They got to get this rolled out. that CBA deal and do what y'all got to do so y'all do not have a work stoppage. Y'all can't afford it. Can't afford it. People already losing interest and turning a blind eye. Um, and I said this on my Pro Fan Hoop stream earlier. When your top 3 stories is Marina Mabrey getting into a fight, Brittany Griner getting into a fight, and Brittany Griner getting into another fight. Ain't nobody said shit about Dominique Malonga Duncan in a game. It was real. She didn't just barely get her hand over the rim. She threw it down with a little bit of authority. They gotta take advantage of these opportunities out here. So we'll see what they're gonna do. Unrivaled was lit tonight though. I ain't gonna lie. It was lit. More of that. More of Philadelphia support. Just gonna ignore them QB rankings. You know me, I always avoid them rankings, man. Them rankings don't mean nothing. Them rankings are just clickbait. Rock, I did not see that, Rock. Dallas Goedert is willing to take a pay cut? Huh. I did not see that. But I'm okay with that. But you still got to bring somebody in. You still got to bring some. I ain't got no problem with Dallas staying, but you got to bring somebody in to bring out the best in them and challenge them, all that type of good stuff. Last thing I want is another slow ass line tight end that can't run. We got to get somebody athletic that can run after the catch and that can still run block. Ain't scared of that. We got to get it together. Depends on what type of hometown discount he want to give. But yeah, them QB rankings and all them rankings and all that kind of stuff. That's just now it's just social media dribble. You know, the clickbait. That's what they want. They're gonna figure out what people want to talk about, and that's what they're gonna talk about all the time, whether they know it or not. So, Michael, I do think that is what it's going to be about, the new stadium, because Jeff Lurie has realized that you can make more money in the wintertime if you got a dome and all of this World Cup attention coming, stuff like that. Gotta have a infrastructure ready and be ready to rock and roll. And they got the cops is what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. But in any case, my man on TikTok says the Seahawks haven't faced good. What we got? What we got? Super chat. Rock Mikey. Would you trade AJ for Myles Garrett? Absolutely. I would do that trade, but it wouldn't be a 1-for-1. If it was a 1-for-1 trade, hell to the yes. As much as I love AJ Brown, I would love Myles Garrett even more. You mean to tell me we would have Jalen Phillips and Myles Garrett and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith? Come on, son. Come on, son. God would hit the reset button on the Madden game. Wipe all that stuff out. Be like, y'all cheating. So I think it will be a stadium, that type of information, but that's where everybody going. Everybody going to a retractable stadium. Just look at Arizona Stadium. If you've never seen, go look this up on YouTube. If you've never seen how they do the grass at Arizona Stadium, that is incredible. Go look at that. Go look that up. Go look that up. They roll the whole turf. They roll the whole field underneath the stadium. It's literally on wheels. And the just imagine Just imagine the stadium like a car, and you can climb underneath your car and go to the other side if you want to. And that's how they slide the grass in and out of the stadium. And then they let the grass grow naturally and then bring it back in the stadium, open the roof up, let the rain hit it, or close it if you're going to have some crazy weather. So we don't use our wide receivers properly. I do not disagree. That was a matter of our passing game. I think that's one of the reasons why Patulo got fired. Yeah, Howie got a lot of decisions to make, but he can do it. This is how he made his money on the draft. Excuse me. So this is how Howie Roseman got back in everybody's good graces. So this is Howie's season. He's the Wizard of Philadelphia. Let him work. Let him work. Leave him alone. You ain't got to call him. He don't need to talk on the radio. You know everything you need to know. Leave him alone. Yeah, tired of watching wide receivers wide ass open every other week. I'm assuming you're talking about all other teams. Yes, I agree with you 100%. 100%. We gotta start winning the chess match, and this is the guy to do it. This is the Bobby Fischer, the current reigning Bobby Fischer of this whole situation right now. So he got to be able to think on his feet. He got to be able to be a little bit more strategic in how he's moving. So, well, before the season started, I thought trading AJ Brown for Garrett would be a good move, but our defense played good enough to win Super Bowl as it was. Fangio, keep it that way. You can focus on the offense. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going down. Don't forget all these rumors that they've been. Maybe Vic Fangio was thinking about walking away and all that. Get out of here. Y'all not paying attention. Y'all not paying attention. And they're just making up stuff. So comes with the territory now. Comes with the territory. Jalen Hurts ain't going nowhere. Because Jalen Hurts ain't trying to break the bank. He told his agent in the last deal he just signed. He told his agent, look at the deal. Let me know what's good and what's not good. And that's short, sweet, to the point. Let me know what's good and what's not good. So Fangio was thinking of retiring last year's season, but he didn't. He gonna give it one last push. That's all you need. Clearly, I'll be pulling for him. So, but yeah, man, it's Eagles are in a good spot right now. Eagles are in a good spot. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. So, feel for Browns fans, respect the dedication. Yeah, it's rough being a Browns fans. I mean, putting a bag over your head just don't do it any justice. Oh my goodness. So, but all right, man. I ain't gonna be on too long. This was gonna be a short one. Plus, I already did a half hour on my other channel, bringing everybody back here. But we good, man. We don't. Everybody take a breath. Understand what we got. Just because they weren't a big name and weren't on your board doesn't mean he can't coach. Doesn't mean he might be in the right spot at the right time. He might be getting an offensive coordinator gig the exact right time. So you have make the most of the situation that you got. That's what they got to do. Fangio ain't going nowhere. Fangio ain't going nowhere. So we shall see. But in any case, we've been rocking for almost 35 minutes, man. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired right now. I think I've been playing too much Arc Raiders. So you see how my alerts, they all pop up. They throw those Arc Raider skins I was telling you about. So that's fun. But I appreciate everybody jumping on with me. I know it wasn't gonna be going for long. It's been rocking for 35 minutes, plus the one I did with my other channel a little bit. So we are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to get this weekend on. Hopefully up here in the Northeast, we don't get all of this storm and all this madness that they talking about. I hope it just skips over us. We'll see. Or I'm gonna be out there shoveling snow again. Just my luck, right? So, but all right, man. Tomorrow's gonna be probably another snow day. I'm not going anywhere. I should be in the house all day, so I might end up going early a couple times tomorrow. So stay ready. Stay ready. So, but all right, I'm about to get up out of here. All right. Y'all be safe, be good. Love y'all.